10th place runner Brad Keselowski makes the first move to pit road among the leaders. Dave?
A few laps ago, Alan, he said it feels like there's 5 extra pounds of air in the right front. However, the entry is a little bit better. It's just tight at that 2/3 mark. So they're going to go for a 4-tire change, get him filled up with fuel, and it looks like just an air pressure adjustment at this point.
A little stumble around the back of the car there for the rear tire changer. That'll cost him a little bit of ground. Not much, though. Nice recovery. Nice recovery, yeah. Mark Martin, Dale Jr., Paul Menard, Jeff Burton, David Reagan, all hitting the pit lane here. Vince?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. still fighting a car that's a little bit tight. They're going to make a track bar adjustment. Jr. liked the car a little bit more on that last run, so Steve Letarte just trying to give him more of what he likes. So far, so good. Dave Burns?
Mark Martin still running in the top 10. They will make a 4-tire change and an air pressure adjustment. Mark saying, I need rear grip. Car was a little bit loose at the start of the run. The 18 car of Kyle Busch will hit pit road as well. Remember, he was wrecking off turn 4 to start the run with a 2-tire change. Well, it's gotten better. He says it needs to get into the corner a little bit better, but it's generally okay. He had been running in the 6th position. The crew will go around and change 4 tires full of fuel. There will be a wedge adjustment and air pressure. Jamie?
And Kasey Kahne in the Ford trying to overcome that bad pit stop earlier today. You see right there on the left-hand side of your screen, they work around the left side, 4 tires for Kasey Kahne. Vince?
22 of Kurt Busch hasn't been happy with it. They've been fighting tight all day, going down 2 rounds on the track bar and another air pressure adjustment.
Clint Boyer's in, Kevin Harvick is in. How about Boyer, Jamie?
And they just asked him, how you doing, Clint? How do you feel? He said, I'm just a little bit loose, but overall pretty good. Remember, this team started mid-pack. They've been slowly working away, trying to win here at his home track. Vince?
The 29 of Kevin Harvick, loose, loose, loose. At one point, he called it just flat out terrible. Bigger air pressure adjustment and 4 tires for Harvick. Doc.
Carl Edwards battling a tight race car all day long. Basically, every major adjustment hasn't worked. It's a little bit better now. They're going to pull a rubber out of the left rear. Now, left rear tire going off. Watch them. They'll yank the rubber out. There it comes out. Tire going back on. Lug nuts. Get it full of Sunoco fuel. Down on the way trying to fix a very tight condition for Carl.
Gonna see Ryan Newman hit pit road again. Car left missing a lug nut on the left front, so Newman's got to come back in. Got to have all 5 lug nuts installed on the car. Following Newman down the pit lane will be the 2nd place car, Tony Stewart. Jamie?
And this last run, Tony Stewart having fun. He said on the radio, I am in a hurry today. I have things to do, like visit Victory Lane. He said he's more worried about the center right now. The entry is pretty solid. The race car, pretty darn good.
All right, see Jimmy Johnson on the lowdown now at the pit road entry as well. So Johnson will pit a lap later. There were 4 seconds, just a shade over 4 seconds between the two before this pit stop. Jamie?
And Jimmy Johnson, the boys are getting it done today, going over the wall, been flawless. He says he's tight with one up on the track bar and 4 tires for the 2nd time around. 3rd time around. And the 17, Matt Kenseth is in as well. He said he needs more front grip. Little loose off. The car hasn't been as good as it was in the earlier run of today. Doc?
Greg Biffle said, you gotta free me up a little bit. Still tight in the middle, not plowing is bad. Then they're gonna go back up a half a round on the track bar. They had gone down 1 big round and made an air pressure change. One back on the air pressure, back up on the track bar, left side tires. Gotta fill it, gotta pack it full of Sunoco fuel. The pole sitter trying to get the car freed up on exit. Vince.
Jeff Gordon coming in. One of the issues they've had in the chase, getting the fuel tank full. It's been a cell issue, and they've hoped that they've made some ground on it, but Alan Gustafson wasn't completely optimistic that they had solved the problem. Half round down on the track bar and a 4-tire change, and tried to pack it full of fuel.
Jeff did stay out, lead that lap, collect the bonus point toward the championship, so that's a good thing for him. And waiting on Gordon to cycle back in. And it's going to mean Jimmy Johnson back to the top spot with about the same gap he had before the stops over Tony Stewart as they had going in. Greg Biffle got busted for speeding on pit road, so he, Kevin Harvick, Paul Menard, and Austin Dillon stopped and topped off the fuel at the 1 to go. And at that caution flag, Kurt Busch in the 22 was the first car lap down. He got the Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass. Kurt back on the lead lap in 12th position. That might be a big moment in his championship. So Jimmy Johnson, we just heard from Chad Knaus, get out front, settle in, then try and save some fuel.
Okay, he's running fast lap times right now, so he's not saving any fuel. But he can get a little bit of lead. He does have about a second lead over Kyle Busch. He can start backing off the gas a little bit early and not hurt his lap times hardly any. And then if he really needs to save some, he can slow up a bit. It's not hurting his lap times much. He was the fastest car last lap. So he's learned how to do this a little better than what he's done in the past.
Yeah, we listened to Tony Stewart and watched Tony Stewart at Chicago be able to do that and really hold the lead and not lose a lot of time to anyone else. So these drivers are starting to perfect this, saving fuel, not giving up a lot of time on the track. Oh, trouble off of 4.
Car in the grass, caution's out, Landon Castle. One of the guys that took the wave around.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. It's all right, we got back on the lead lap.
They took the wave around. Caution came out, and they get back on the lead lap.
The other guy that took the wave around and got on the lead lap on that last caution, Juan Pablo Montoya, had pitted about 2 laps ago under the yellow, so he'll no longer be on the lead lap. There's Montoya right there.
I believe that might get Carl Edwards back on the lead lap here now.
Castle was running in 16th position at the time of his spin.
Looks like he had a little help from Regan Smith. Slid up in front of him, made the pass, but slid up in front of him.
Could have been a case where he had to just check up on the throttle after he came up off the corner and got the tap.
Yeah, it didn't look like anything intentional on Regan Smith's part. He just was in the gas, and as you said, Andy, I believe that Landon Castle had to back out.
Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, there
it
it
might
is.
bring out the yellow, too. This may be bad news.
Caution is out.
Uh-oh.
Stay down here, man. It's coming outside. Get it below the white line if you can, please.
Huge moment for Jeff Gordon's championship. Maybe a huge moment for the final outcome of this race. That's not a good sound.
Nope, that's not good for this team. I had him picked as my favorite to unseat Jimmy this year. It's going to be an uphill climb from here now.
Jeff running in 15th position at the time. Remember, he was running in 3rd, 4th a lot of this race. And to the garage now. He's probably going to finish, depending on how many laps they run under the caution flag. He could finish as low as 36th or 35th.
Yeah, there it goes. Not a good feeling, is it, Dale?
That's a terrible feeling and sound.
Stay down here, man. It's coming outside. Get it below the white line if you can, please.
Yeah, that last set of tires they put on that car just didn't come up to speed as well. Probably why they made this decision to pit.
Tony was 9th coming to the pit lane.
I know exactly what I did.
We'll show you exactly what he did.
Trying to get just a little extra there to get to the stall.
Wow.
And just not enough grip.
Here's how you utilize your pit crew. Whoa. How about that, baby?
That's Hollywood Armstrong right there.
So, Jimmy Johnson has led 194 of 269 laps today. He took right side tires on his pit stop back at lap 241. Casey Kane took 4. Casey charged up through, got to 2nd spot, but had a long way to go. The caution came out. Now he gets the restart next to Jimmy Johnson. Kane wanting nothing better than to get Red Bull Racing a win before he leaves this team at season's end. For Johnson, 2nd race in a row, he's led the most laps. He didn't win last week. 2 laps, shootout, green-white checker. Johnson gets away from Kane on the restart. Tony Stewart all the way to the bottom looking for spots. No place to go there. That's Dale Jr. wiggling around.
contact in the back. Austin Dillon out of shape. Joey Logano with a tire rub.
Coming to the white flag. One more lap to go. Casey Kane.
White flag.
Got 2 car legs to make up. Then got to try and find a way around Jimmie Johnson.
He's coming hard right here. Got a big run down the back straightaway.
Remember Carl Edwards' final corner try that Johnson held off a few years ago. Coming to the checkered flag. No such run for Casey Kane this time. Jimmie Johnson goes to the top of the stack at Kansas, scores his 2nd win of the season. While they scramble to the checkered flag behind him. Wow.
Goodness. What a
Good
great
job, buddy. Good job. That's 199.
Carl Edwards gets a top 5 finish.
How in the world? that doesn't even seem possible.
Very, very impressive performance today.
Yeah,
Thank you, bro. Great stuff today, man. Very, very thankful.
Where do you start with that? Dominant car. All the circumstances pointed to Casey Kane maybe being a little stronger. Somehow on that last restart, Johnson got away.
Come on, dog.
I'm just blown away. I'm so impressed what Jimmie Johnson's done in such a dominant performance. 197 laps this guy did. He kicked everybody's butt out there all day long. But what about Casey Kane? 2nd place finish out of a non-chaser. Great run out of Casey
2 weeks in
also.
a row.
Absolutely strong, but I am absolutely impressed with Harvick and Edwards. Both of those guys were junk throughout the day, ended up finishing 5th and 6th. Championship runs for those guys. This chase is awesome.
You said earlier in the day you have to manage your peaks and valleys in this chase. It wasn't an easy day for Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick, but they managed and made the most of it. Congratulations once again, celebrating in victory lane for the 20th time in the chase. It is Jimmie Johnson with his family. Sports Center coming up next. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Jimmie Johnson, your victory in Kansas.